Hello, my name is Jackie and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Welcome to my YouTube video and welcome to my channel if this is the first time that you've visited me. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, then you'll be notified of any new uploads of my video, and don't forget to leave a comment as I would like some feedback. But anyway, let's get crafting, and I'm just going to put you down onto my desk. Okay, so this is the card we're going to be making today. I'll just bring that up so you can see it. It's a double easel card, and I've used a masculine theme this time. And then if you open it up, you've then got some stamped images in there, but on the front it is a folded piece of card which is on the base card. Then I've used stamps and die cutting dies as elements on the card. Okay, so let's just show you what you'll need. So the sets that I have used is Sailing Home, and this was a stamp set which was released last year, and I really like this. This is fantastic for men's cards, and this also comes with coordinating dies. Now if I just open up my stamp set, and what I have done is I've mounted my dies onto a magnetic sheet of magnetic paper, and then I've also did a photocopy before I took them off the sheet that comes with the dies, so that I can keep track of the dies in case they go missing. And then I put that in against the stamps just to protect the stamps. Okay, so you will also need a embossing folder. I have used old paper, which is a new one in the catalogue, but you can use designer series paper instead. I've also used some gems, and this is the champagne rhinestone basic jewels, and they're really lovely. And then I've used my favourite die set, which is Stitch So Sweetly dies, and as you can see you've got layering scallop dies, and I've used I think it's this one here, the third one, and I've also used the outer label die. I just think these are so perfect for all occasions. Okay, the cardstock that I have used is Seaside Spray, and that's an A4 piece of card cut in half. Misty Moonlight, which is one of our new in colours, and that's a lovely blue, and you'll need 2 pieces of that, and the first one, which is this one, is 9.5 by 27.7 centimetres. Then you'll need one for the insert, and that is 9.5 by 14 centimetres, and as you can see I've already die cut my scallop out of there. What I've started doing is either punching or die cutting mat and layers, which are going to be covered so that you're not wasting the card. Then you'll need a Whisper White for the inside, and that is 13.5 by 9 centimetres. Then you'll need another piece of either card or as I say, designer series paper, and that will be another 13.5 by 9 centimetres, and then you'll need another one at 9 by 6.2 centimetres. Now if you are using designer series paper, just bear in mind if there's a certain pattern, you know, a directional pattern, that you just take that in consideration when you're cutting your card. then the inks that I'm going to be using is Memento Black, Misty Moonlight, Seaside Spray, Pretty Peacock and Cinnamon Cider. I forgot to say that you'll also need some scrap Whisper White for die cutting and stamping, and also you'll need some scrap Cinnamon Cider cardstock, which again is another of our new in colours, just to do a little bit of die cutting. I forgot to say that before. So I'm just going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we need to score. So I'm just opening the arm up, and first of all I'm going to score our base card, and that's in half, and that's at 14.8. And then we need to do our matte layer, and you need to do that at 14 and 7. Okay. And then this card needs to be folded. So with the matte layer, I'm folding up, so I've got the fold at the bottom, and then I'm folding back. Okay, and then your card will look like that. And then with the base card, I'm just folding in half at that score line. And again, using the bone folder just to burnish that that crease. Okay. Now for the two pieces of Whisper White with the embossing folder, I have actually already gone ahead and done that, so I'll just show you close up. This is gorgeous. It's like an Artex type thing, or if you're using paste and you're just sort of, you know, it's just lovely. It's a lovely mixed media type of card. Okay, so you'll also need a sponge brayer, or any type of brayer that you have, and the one I'm using is a sponge one. You get 2 handles in the pack, and you get 4 heads. Okay, and then once you've finished using them, all you have to do is wash them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to load the ink up onto my brayer, making sure that I've got some scrap paper or grid paper underneath your card, and I'm starting off onto the grid paper, and then I'm just moving down the card, and all we're doing is putting a layer of ink. I'm not going all the way down because I want a little bit of white showing on the card, but the more you do this, the darker it gets to one end. Now you don't want to start on the card, because then you'll be left with a line, and it will be very hard for you to remove. So I'm just going to do this, and whilst I'm doing it, I'm going to speed the film up. So then I'm going to go in with the Misty Moonlight. And I just want this a little bit darker at one end. So as you can see, we've got darker one end. Lovely. I love this. I've only just got it, so it's the first time I've used it. The next thing we need to do is get our Whisper White that we're going to stamp on. And then we're going to stamp our images. So first of all, I've got the ship or the boat, and I'm just going to load that up with ink. And then we've got the anchor as well. I'm just going to bring in the die cut that I've already done. As I say, I've done these so that you're not sitting there watching me doing die cutting. And I've got some birds, so I'm going to stamp my birds. Let's turn that round. Next, I'm going to use some post-it notes, and I'm just going to tear where there is a little bit of sticky, and then I'm just going to put that down like so, and then we're going to bring in our brayer again. So again, just trying to make it a bit darker at the bottom. And then that's our C. Looks quite rough, doesn't it? I didn't do the tearing technique on my original one, so it does look a bit rough. Mind you, with the weather as it is at the moment, it has been quite choppy, I think. Don't know where the summer's gone. Okay, so I'm bringing in my card, and I'm going to just glue these on. So just taking a piece of your Tombow, and we're just gluing, leaving a even border. Obviously check that your card is up the right way. Alright, and then we can glue our pieces that we've embossed. And then I'm leaving the piece of card that's got the white at the top, so I'm sort of using that as the sky. Like so. I have die cut the stamped images. So we've got the boat and the anchor. Now I'm using Seaside Spray, and I have just put a little bit of pressure on the back when this is closed, so that I've transferred some of the ink into the lid, and I'm going to use that as my water palette. And I've got an aqua brush, so just picking up that colour. Just going to put a bit of the ink around the bottom, so this is the C. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with the cinnamon cider. Oh, sorry, not cinnamon cider, the Pretty Peacock. And as you can see, I've done the same again, transferring that ink, and then I'm just going to colour the actual boat in. Okay. The anchor doesn't really need colouring in, so they're your two stamped images. Now, as I said before, I've already die cut the elements you need, so using the cinnamon cider, I've cut the steering wheel and some rope, and then what I'm going to do is using the ink, I'm going to use a sponge dauber, and then I'm going to just sponge the ink on there like so. So it just gives a bit more definition and looks old. And then the same with the piece of rope. So that's our sponging done. Then I've got the seaweed. Now I've cut this out in the new colour Just Jade, which is absolutely gorgeous, and I've also got some cut out in the Pretty Peacock. I'm just going to use my paper snips, and I'm going to snip them. As you can see, I've already snipped some of them. So then I can bring back the base card. I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of the scallop card, and you only want those on the lower half, you don't want them fully on. Okay, and then I'll just take those backings off, and then that can go on like so. Then it's a case of just gluing these seaweeds wherever you would like. So again, just a little bit of Tombow, and then you can just glue those down like so. And then we'll just get a little bit of the Just Jade. And I might just have another little bit of the seaweed. That's a little bit shorter. Again, just a little dab of glue. Like so. Oops. Then I'm going to put some glue on the rope. It's quite fiddly because it's so thin. And then just put that across like that. If you do get a little bit too much glue on, but when you do the gluing, it will dry clear, and then you can take it off with an adhesive rubber. I'll just get a little bit of the dye that hasn't come out there, so I'm just going to use my pickup tool, which is one of my favourite tools, and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on like that. going to glue my piece of white card. Like so. And then the wheel. Then using the gems, I'm just going to use my other pickup tool, and this is just so easy. You just slide and pick up, and then you just put it down, and it's just brilliant for sequins and all sorts, for picking things up. Okay, so we need some more dimensionals for our ship. I never know whether to call it a ship or a boat. I don't really know what the difference is. So if anybody can let me know, I'll be pleased to hear. Because I don't really want to be calling it by its wrong name. And again, just taking off those bits. And then you can just put your ship wherever you would like. Okay. I've also die cut the banner, and I've stamped thanks on it. And then I'm just going to use some dimensionals. And then I think I might just put that, actually I might put it like that. I actually might need a double dimensional. Okay. That's better. Okay. So that's the front of the card finished there. Now we need to do the inside. So I've got my white piece of card there, and then I'm just going to stamp the boat again in the corner, and the birds at the top, and then that will give you room to write your sentiment inside, as we've put thanks, or a little note in there as well. And I am then going to colour this in, so a bit like we did before. So then again, it's just a case of laying this card up. So I'm going to start off with the Misty Moonlight. Oops. Just a little bit of glue. And then that just goes inside. I can move that away. And then just another little bit of glue on the white. like so. So there's our finished card. So that one we have got thanks. Okay, so that's them together. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that and that I've inspired you with this beautiful set. If you'd like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, then you will be notified of any new videos I upload, and I look forward to crafting with you soon. Thank you and goodbye.
With my bag of stamps, my punches and my apron on, driving to a house where my girlfriend's with.